Well, good afternoon from Mount Hope Airport, as us old-timers call it. I'm at Warplane Heritage, and those of you who have never seen this historical plaque here, Eileen Vollick, 1908 to 1968. Canada's first licensed woman pilot, Eileen Vollick, I don't know if I pronounced that right or not, Vollick, was born in Wyerton and came to Hamilton about 1911. She was fascinated by aviation and in 1927 enrolled in the flying school established near her home on Hamilton Bay by Jack V. Elliott, a Hamilton businessman and pioneer in Canadian commercial aviation. The spirited Eileen Vollick devoted her spare time to flying and soon mastered the school's Curtiss JN-4 training aircraft. On March 13, 1928, she passed a federal aviation test, and 9 days later she was issued a private pilot's certificate. This significant achievement opened Canadian aviation to women, and many became licensed pilots and participants in various air shows and special flights throughout Canada. From 1929, Eileen Vollick lived in New York, where she died. And you know what? I don't know if it's celebrated March 13th or not, but if not, we should start something new in Canada to celebrate that. Now, I brought the Canadian Heroes car out, and here we are underneath the 104. Those of you who have been around the airport a lot, like me, this was my second home, basically, was. The sign here for Eileen is not the original spot. Way back in the day, I started coming here on my birthday, April 15th, 1974, when I joined Air Cadets. The original placement for the sign was the original old entrance to the airport, 2 entrances down, and yours truly used to even care for the grounds where it was. My lawnmower I donated to the 447 wing was located basically right over where those trees are. Now the 447 wing just came down. It was just demolished. So it's still a very emotional thing for me. But here we are, and I brought the car out here. Now, those of you who have never been up here before, it's really neat how they did that when Warplane was built here back in, was it 96? You got runway 12 and runway 30 on the other end, and then 624 is on the other side. Now, you may remember, I remember, we had another runway here. See right here? 36. Now, I can remember actually Nord Air taking off on that way back in the day. But it's not used anymore. It's just a taxiway now. But all the airports in Canada that were built basically for the war effort, a lot of them share the very, very same configuration in this part of southern Ontario anyways, because of the prevailing winds. 624 is pretty well if you look at Toronto, 3 runways basically the same. So that's just a little aviation lesson for you of why runways are the certain way, because of winds. So here's runway 6 right here. You may even remember we had a runway 6 restaurant down on Highway 6. So pretty neat the way that was all done. So anyways, here's the 104 here, and it's beautiful. Yeah, very, very nice. And yeah. So the airport here has undergone dramatic change since I've been here in 74. It was a sleepy old little airport. Tradeport came along, took it over, and basically, boom, it's grown incredible. The airport, to me, I started Air Cadets here, 779 Royal Canadian Air Cadets. We were Cobra Squadron back then. It's now renamed to Black Knight Squadron, and that building is now gone, and Purelator is now there. And our beloved 447 wing, Royal Canadian Air Force Association, is now bulldozed too, and has been relocated to the old Lee's Chinese restaurant in town. So the airport here was my second home. We were a little family here, this airport. Everybody knew everybody, and it's a lot of people, a lot of the vets have passed. They were my second mothers and fathers, basically. A lot of them at the club. But life goes on, and it's a big part of me, this place. I can't deny that. But as Canadian heroes, it's one of the things that I'll never forget, and I'll always remember those times. It's on a personal note, my times here at the airport as an air cadet shaped who I am and where I've gone in life. And those memories and that I will never trade for anything. And the experiences, the life lessons, everything. So, if you're a mom and dad out there and you have a young son or daughter, you're thinking about getting them into Air Cadets, I wholeheartedly recommend the Air Cadet movement in Canada. It's absolutely incredible organization, the largest youth organization in Canada, actually. And Warplane here, if you ever have a chance, come on out. It's a holiday today, not open, but beautiful inside. And we'll maybe bring the car out here and do something with Warplane sometime soon.